welcome everybody to episode number 4 of the Bootleggers podcast, the BuzzCast. You again join Riot, ShyGuy and myself, FlameS. We also have a number of guests for you today. We're joined by Strikeback, HarHar, the boss of the royal family, TomHagen, who's on the council for Death Valley, and Sin, who's on the council for the Colombo family. Hello, everybody.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Hello.
Hey, hello.
It's the Colombo with an O, please.
Colombo. I've got it. So many O's.
I saw someone doing that wrong earlier on the forums.
Yeah. I am sorry about that. Colombo. So
Just trying to take you out of the Colombo family.
So we have a number. Again, this is a completely unscripted podcast, so we really hope you enjoy it. We do have 3 agenda points. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is that we're going to be talking to HarHar, Sin, and TomHagen regarding crew scoring, with a bit of an update on what the leaderboards are looking like. So how their current position is looking, how they feel the last period went, what their plans were for the next period. We're also currently in period 4, to give you some background, and period 4 actually ends in about 7 hours from now. In fact, to be specific, it's 6 hours and 45 minutes. So
what a crazy tie we had for a few hours this morning. That was intense.
Yeah. So we actually had a leaderboard sticking problem glitch earlier, where Death Valley and the company had both hit the highest number possible and were stuck there. So Mr. TomHagen from Death Valley, who is currently around 500k away from being in the top position. Just how are you getting on? How are you doing that? How are you scoring so highly?
Well, actually, I just checked the statistics and it's only 200k left. So, yeah, pretty much we're doing the candy OCs. Of course, everyone knows them. Hoping to hit that 100 mil candy OCs with the police cars. That would make a revenue break, to be honest. Just like period 2 and period 3, we also have a little surprise with some revenue cars left. HarHar did a great job in period 2 to defeat us. And we have an active crew, and I'm glad we have an active crew, and everyone is willing to contribute. Everyone is donating. To be honest, at last, when we get the prize, we're still down. We gave a lot of gold to our members to receive this win, and I hope we will get this win.
You guys are way out in front. You and the company are way out in front of even third place. Like well over 1 billion in front of third place. But they have a similar number of members. What is it that you and the company are doing that others aren't?
I guess we are. We spend. Of course, we spend. We would like to get everything to get the second in a row, because not much crew will get 2 times in a row. And I guess the winner of period 4 will also be the winner that will be reminded all the time. Due to the candies, the scores will be outrageous, and no one will ever beat that score until candies will be like 10 times or anything. I just checked at this point. Both crews have like 4 or 5 legendary dons, so we keep going. Bootlegging with our legendary dons, hiring prices on Boo's page. We are doing OCs every 12 hours, and now with the halftime of 8 hours, with the halftime is now every 4 hours, and if it's possible, inside crew 2 hours when we can reset.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, because GOT had the first 2 weeks, they were close to us. But they stopped using their golds, I guess, or their maybe their resources went out. They gave a lot last period to get onto the second place, I believe. And fourth period is just it's TC and us, and it's rough. I think at the moment I have like 3 or 4 hours sleep a day. Just
it is heavy.
Manage my crew and get everything done.
We'll touch on that.
Oh, sorry, go on, right.
Real quick, so we'll touch on that and kind of the demanding of what it takes to be in the top and kind of how that can be improved. But going back to when TRF overtook you guys on the last day, right before the rollback happened.
Yeah.
I kind of talked to both crews about this. Was there any thought in you guys' mind that maybe we should shoot them before they pass us? That way they can't generate any revenue. I'm sure they would have struck back, and I'm sure HarHar will talk about that. But did you guys have that thought, like, hey, if we wipe out their capos and their crew, you know, they're not going to be able to generate enough revenue to pass us?
We thought about it, of course. Always think about it, but we like to win it mostly normal, and not because of we shoot some guys and take over everything. Because it's the TC, of course, are way friends. You know, our sub crew or brother crew, Michelson's, are also close to TC. So if we shoot, we can't rely on the help of TM or anything. So it's a bit of a triangle, to be honest. There are some alliances that won't be spoken about, and some alliances that we always talk about. And if I want to win, just the same as my whole crew, we want to win fair and square. If they shoot us, we will shoot back. If they won't shoot us, we won't shoot them. Then it's a normal victory. If you shoot, then it's not a normal victory, to be honest.
It's still part of the game, right?
Yeah, it's the mafia game, of course.
Yeah.
It's not worth it though. For one period, for just 3 weeks, you shoot and you enter a war just to win one period. Especially with like the top crew or one of the top crews, the royal family versus Death Valley. It's not worth it, in my opinion.
Mr. Sim, you from the Colombo family, Colombo, I'm going to keep getting that wrong. Period 1, you were in 12th position. The reason we invited you on here is because period 1, 12th, period 2, 13th, period 3, 7th, and then period 4, you climbed into the top 5 quite considerably. What did you do different? What's the big change?
We got peace. That's all it took. We can finally play the game properly. At least we're not getting shot as much. Since period 3, we achieved peace or ceasefires with most of the crews. I think the only crew that we had conflicts with was the Chicago outfit, which eventually we got peace with. Then we aimed for top 5 this round, this period. We were able to get number 2 very early on, and we competed for number 2 for a while till we were surpassed by the company and Game of Thrones. So now we're just rolling back to get top 5.
Okay, and your fairly new name, I only really saw you come out just before the cruise scoring started. So it's only the last few months. I think you were created sometime in September. Had you been like an underground crew before?
No. We were all at some point in Drangheta or the Dog Pound.
Okay, got it.
Long story short, we split, and now we are a new crew. We're not associated with anybody.
Okay, but quite a lot of members from Drangheta and the Dog Pound.
Yeah, we're all still friends with them, but and most of the members right now that we have in the Colombo family are from Drangheta, even though we split. But we're all friends before we split and after. I can't really explain it, but we're not associated, but we're still friends with them.
That
and
makes sense.
We just had most of my members.
Guys,
I'm so happy I now know how to pronounce that name.
Yeah,
can I break it for 1 second? We're first again.
You're first again?
Yes, a 2-0 lead.
France. Congratulations. Live overtake. That is nice. It's more exciting than Formula One. There's not that many overtakes than that.
We haven't got a DRS, so yeah, it's true.
Speaking of who previous crews were, I mean, you guys are Colombo family. You are currently just behind Game of Thrones. They're also a fairly new crew. Who are those guys? Do we know?
I think Hadi should answer this. Hadi
Yes.
might know.
Hadi. Game of Thrones. They are your rivals at the moment in period 4. Are you here? Silence from HarHar there.
I can tell a bit.
Okay.
But I don't know the real story about it.
We're going to have to invite these guys on because they're doing quite well. I mean, they're top 5.
Yeah, I mean,
comfortably top 5. In fact, they're third now.
In period 2, I believe Gassan was still a part of the royal family.
I
don't know if HarHar connects now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Hey, Hadi.
Yeah,
Tell us about
so-
Game of Thrones. They're your rivals
Yeah.
in this period.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. I know both of them, Ghassan and Branslak. They were TRF members, and they decided to make their own crew. So I
Okay,
think
cool.
they have like cousins or maybe relatives that play the game. Some from DV, some from TM, and they are mixed up.
Okay, cool. So, Mr. Hadi, it's good to have you here. HarHar you're quite a household name in Bootleggers. A lot of people know you've got quite a famous name. Currently leading the royal family. Period
Yeah.
1. Obviously, we had to have you in here because you were fighting quite hard. Period 1, you came top 10. I think you were like 6th or 7th or something. But
Yes.
period 2, you took an absolutely famous victory over Death Valley, where you just crushed everybody else. I know Death Valley had scored highly, but compared to all of the other crews out there, I mean, you absolutely smashed it. What did it take for you to win period 2?
You need to make peace first to win.
Peace.
You can't win.
Okay.
You
this is a
can't win
common
without
theme.
peace. Yeah.
Can't
So
be
I think
fighting and scoring. Got it.
you can do both of them. So I think the key to win is to make peace, to rank up. Look at us now. We are just maybe 9th or 10th in this round because we don't even have any rank over boss. So like other crews can make in one booze run like 300, 400k. We only make like 90k. So they are 3 times ahead of us. So you can't make both. It's even you go to war or you sit like a duck and wait everyone to shoot you. And please don't shoot us and make peace with everyone and be in a Farmville, not Bootleggers. So I think that's what's going on now. Look at the top crews. No one is being shot. So that's why they are always on the top 3. Also us, when we won period 2, we were in peace with everyone, and I was like trying to please everyone and please don't shoot us, please don't shoot us. We don't want to go to war. Many people insults my members, and I say, please, don't respond, don't talk to this guy, don't act anything, because I didn't want war, because I wanted to win. So after we win the period 2, I was just like, okay, TRF, we have a trophy now. We can do whatever we want. So as you see, then later, with being shot by unknown underground crew, I don't know who until now. I don't know. But maybe
who is
by
it?
time
Who's
I will
shooting
know.
you now?
You should know, not me.
I'm here purely as a presenter. I'm just asking the questions that the listeners would want to hear.
I really
It's
don't
good
know. They are
bootleggers
just.
gossip.
It's just like underground people. I don't know whom. Well,
Okay.
there's a small group that this guy Eros, or Rick Fold. I knew this group. They are a group of guys that they are from XTZ, ex-TSE members, some players from all the crews who quit their crews, and they are shooting together. Well, I had a chat with them, and they said there's nothing personal with TRF. They are just shooting the top crews. But I wasn't convinced in such chat because they only targeted TRF while they never shot the VTC. So it was weird for me. But it's fine, that's the part of the game.
So what I'm sort of hearing from the three of you really is that you need the ranks to win, because the rank, a legendary
of
don's
course.
going to make, and to get the rank you need to have peace, which is sort of sort of not playing out exactly how we thought it would in terms of this crew scoring, because we assumed that at this point Death Valley would just shoot the company, because then you're guaranteed a win
But
by
if you
taking
shoot
prompt action.
sorry for this, but if you shoot like DV wanna shoot TC, both of them will lose, and TRF will rise up, or any other two crews. If the DV and TC shoot each other, TRF will benefit from this and jumps to the first place. Or for example, DV and TM versus TC and TRF, the Colombo family will be the first. So it's always the loser is the crew who goes to war. So you have always to be like, we don't want war, we want peace to win. Or you want to go like to be an underground crew and you don't care for the revenue, you don't care for the gold you get, and that's how you can win. Other
There has
than
to be
this,
a
you
breaking
can't
point
combine
at some
both.
point. There has to be.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about employing some smaller crews to maybe take out somebody under the table?
That may be what's happening to. That may be what's happening. What Haddy's saying. He's being shot by an underground crew that he doesn't know who it is.
Yeah, but like period 1, we were also contesting together with TM and Criminal Grounds. Okay, well, we weren't competing after Criminal Grounds resources, to be honest. But in period 1, we got in a war with also Sector 0 and the Mandalorians. So we got 2 wars at the same time. We lost our bullet factory. That's one of the biggest revenue gainers. At that point, we lost almost everything, to be honest, and that gave us 6th place. This round, everyone got hit. Of course, we had the coming back of TF, the family. You saw them holding like 5 BFs. I was waiting to Cal to get shot, to be honest, because they shot everyone who was holding a BF.
And sold them.
and they sold them, they gave them away, everything they did. And to be honest, I don't know where they stand right now, but they had those things like 5-6 days, and they gained revenue like hell. Casinos and the bullet factories are the most gainers at this point. Also, all OG fighters or shooters or anything are the ones that shoot the holders, and that's why there's a tactic. You can hold a casino or a BF and get shot over, or just rank and get all your legendary dons to boost. They're 2 similar strats, to be honest.
That's interesting. So we are a few hours away from period 4 ending, and we are going to be crowning either the company or Death Valley winners. There is just simply no chance that anybody else is going to win. So I wish you the best of luck, TomHagen, in your last-minute fight, and thanks for coming on and joining us. The Colombo family sin, you're likely to end. There's a chance that you could. Are you still pushing for 3rd place? You're currently in 4th place. Are you still fighting it?
No, we're fine with number 4. We're gonna settle for number 4.
Number 5 are quite close behind you. Are you going to fight to keep 4th?
Number 5 are not gonna get number 4. I'm pretty sure. We've been fighting for the whole week.
Okay. So I guess this is just a general observation about. I mean, obviously I'm unluckily haven't ever been able to play Bootleggers with this whole crew scoring thing, because I've been a mod the whole time that this has been released. You guys
We
are
are
obviously
recruiting.
watching.
If you want, you can join us.
If I'm joining anyone, I'm joining the Flamingos, who came out this week. Because I love the color, and they asked me if I wanted to be a flaming bro, so I like that. So I'd be.
I can change the color for you and make you a soldier.
Cheers, Haddy. You're always up for that. I'd love that.
Sin, Sin, if you ever need me next period, I made like 4 mil this period, so maybe we can arrange something.
Yeah, sure, sure, man.
It's like 30K for me, and the rest is for you. Okay?
No, okay, sure, man. If you make a deal, we can work something out.
We've got 40 crews on the list now. What's your guys' general opinions? HarHar, let's start with you. What's your opinion? We've got 40 crew spots. Obviously, some of them are not going to really make any difference to the game at this stage. Is it right that we have 40 crew spots? What would your advice be to some of these really tiny crews? What do you think about them?
Look, I have like a small idea. It's about like the new crew system. All of it, I think, from my point of view, it's like not good. Crews are just like sitting ducks doing nothing. If you go to war with underground, the crew always lose. You have no way to protect your crew. There's no way to like negotiate even with anyone. If someone shoots you, you just shoot the shooter. You can't shoot back anyone. The only protection you have is to shoot all crewless. And now the game, there's like 100 plus crewless, and this will get a lot of drama to the crew. Like if TRF starts now shooting underground people, first I will protect all the stats from underground shooters, but the hate will all come to TRF. So I won't make this step and start shooting people to protect TRF and protect all the stats, and all the stats benefit from them, and TRF gets the hit back. So I don't see any kind of protection for the crew. We don't have we don't have the bullet donations we had. You remove the date of join to track the shooters or you track my enemies. There's no way for me to track shooters or do anything. It's you're doing your best to make it a mafia game. So I think it's in the mafia life. You can't just like go directly and kill the capo or kill the don or kill the council. You need to go and kill the soldiers. The layer system, many people hates it, but I think the layer system, it is the reality of the mafia. So I don't think you can like, for example, if I am Eldon, to reach the Eldon, I need like 2 or 3 months grinding the game to be Eldon, and then comes a boss with like with half timers in 2 days. 100k bullets, you can kill this Eldon who is playing for the last 3 months, and it's so easy to do it. So I don't see it
I
fair.
think a lot of people would agree with you, to be honest. And I think this is
Yeah.
we are sort of stuck in that we are stuck in limbo between having the crew the new crew feature release, but not the family overhaul that needs to be in place, really. Because I think the family overhaul is what you're looking for. That essentially that gives you the layering by design, which means that let's say that TRF holds a family spot. You would be boss of a family. You would have 3 capos of crews beneath you, and you can't kill the boss of the family until the capos were dead, as an example, however it ends up working.
Look, at least now you can like make something a little bit to make the crew powerful, or make something like if you are shooting a crew, your percentage is 50%. Shooting a crewless guy, it's 90%. Just to give a little bit of power to the crew, or make like something that fear the crewless that this is a crew. I'm shooting a crew member. So you're just making the crew member and the crewless, it's the same. And you are not benefiting 1% from the crew. So some people say, why should I sit in a crew? Well, I can be that crewless or any crew. Even for the casino holders, like you are a member in the royal family, for example, and you're holding a casino. The crew must protect you.
The fact that you're able to win prizes, where you
Yeah.
can only win prizes if you're in a crew.
Yeah, of course. But like if these people who are number 10 and lower, they are benefiting nothing.
What do you
Only the
think?
only the top 5. I think
TomHagen,
maybe
what do you
like
think? We've got 40 crews, TomHagen. What are you thinking about all of those crews? Is it a good thing that we've got a big, nice, long list of crews?
Well, yeah, it's yeah, I don't know how to call it. It's good to see some real OG crews back again. At the other side, 25 members. It's pretty small. well, period 3 of the third part was getting the suggestions. To be honest, I missed the layers. I got shot over 1 million times in the last since period revenue started. I got shot over 1 million times, and so does some of our council members. But it's good to see new crews, but the smaller crews, like take number 25 until 40, they mostly have 3 or 4 members, or like Criminal Grounds at the moment, because they are in war. They have like 2 or 3 active members. I just checked. Only Ambrose is active. 5 deaths. So 1 guy is active, so the crew remains. 5 are dead. I don't think that's a crew. You're a solo soldier, and 5 of your guys are dead and probably underground to hit someone again back. So I guess there needs to be a minimum, so you can just slightly take out the crews a bit, so you can wipe guys again. Not only taking capo, but wipe guys again, and just minimize the crews. To be honest, that's my point of view.
Okay, and Mr. Sin, I've got one question left for all of you guys. This is a bit more lighthearted. If you had to, so your answer can be nice and short. You don't have to go into detail if you don't want to. If you, who are your what's your favorite crew, other than your own? And if you had to destroy a crew, you have one button to just click it and it destroy them. Who would you pick? That question is to Sin to start with.
Oh, that's a heavy load, man. Everyone's gonna hear this, man. I don't know. I think.
Can I
Okay,
leave this cast? I'm leaving.
I'm gonna be.
Stay where you are, Harry.
I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm not gonna speak for my crew.
Okay.
I really like 23rd Gunslingers.
Cool
And this
crew. They are a cool crew. Where is Jason?
Yeah. God knows. And I really like.
Yeah, they are in TRF.
Oh, they are. Okay, yeah, great. So that's for the favorite crew, and I don't think I want to say which crew would I
I
choose.
want to say, but come on.
The staff.
Man. I don't
How
know.
about it could be a crew from anyone in history? Does that make it easier? They don't have to be here right now. Is there anyone that you were at war with once and you just think, God, I'd crush them if I could?
Man, I'll
don't
pass.
have to
I'll
answer.
pass.
I know it's a horrible question.
That chain gang.
Chain gang, yeah. Zombie campaign.
The chain gang.
But I know somebody that will answer. TomHagen is going to answer this question thoroughly, aren't you, Tom? Who's your favorite crew other than your own?
Of course, our sister crew, the Michelsons. They help us.
Very safe.
And okay, well, of course we have Death Valley. We have Valley of Death. To be honest, that's some sort of a sub crew due to the revenue scores. Everyone that's scoring below our average gets kicked out to the second crew, and everyone that's great in that crew can upgrade to main crew.
Okay,
so
nice little promotion. I like that.
Yeah. You just asked me how do you think about the crews and about 25 members. Yes, sometimes you have some guys that go on vacation that literally take real life over BL life. I don't know why that happens. Yeah.
Edit that out. We don't want that spreading.
Yeah. Some guys go to the gym and some guys go to a podcast. It's really at this moment, if I have to choose besides the Michelsons and Valley of Death, I guess it's the company, because they give us a real hard time to win this fourth period. And I like it.
And if you had to crush a crew, Tom, who are you crushing?
All the others. All the others.
Oh,
All the others.
Thank you.
All the others.
Thank you. That is a very Death Valley answer. For a crew that has pretty much dominated the crew scoring with top 5 almost every single time, that's a good answer. HarHar, you're going to answer this question for me. Other than your own, who's your favorite crew?
Well, my favorite crew is not playing anymore, and it's the
Okay, who
Vanguard.
were they?
The
Oh, of
Vanguard.
course.
Vanguard. Oh,
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
great. They
because
were a
I
great bunch of
started
guys.
my whole play game. It was from the Vanguard. I am a Vanguard member, uh, so it's my best crew. But for now, the people who's playing the company, and they are my best friends. And I worked with Boogie a lot of times and with most of the company. So we have a good relation. We are good players, smart players, and they are a crew that I can trust, to be honest.
Yeah,
So the
no, that's
crew
good.
that I like to
Yeah,
destroy,
yeah.
it's of course the staff.
The
Ah,
staff.
so cute.
Come at
so
me,
Yeah.
bro.
cute.
Yeah, I hope I can go to war with the staff just to make the staff feel how hard it is for us to go to war. Just for them to feel these moments, how I just keep grinding and working hard. So I just wanna fight them.
You should try inciting them.
Yeah, I shot Riot before the last round. I shot him when he was in TM. I shot him, so I don't have any revenge
was-
to him.
He was
So,
definitely the
Shy Guy
last
turns
person
out
to
to
shoot
be a-
me as a
To be
player.
a TRF insider, I'm going to go ape
Yeah,
shit.
I'm accepting dollars and.
But no,
Although,
good shouts out.
Flames
for
was the last
Vanguard. I think
person.
They're a pretty awesome crew. Scarcio and Bubbles, I miss them both very much.
Yeah.
I actually do have a last question for the crew bosses in the chat.
I have
Because,
one too. So go ahead.
Okay, I have a short one, and I don't expect a very long answer. But if you have a look at the past, then I heard many complaints that owning a crew is pretty useless because there were no advantages of owning a crew or being in a crew. Now you can earn gold, so it's definitely a big advantage of owning or joining a crew. If you can choose the old situation or the new situation, which one would you pick? So would you pick the current future or would
Neither,
you
man.
pick? No, you have to pick one of them.
God
Is
damn
it the old one or the current one?
old.
I would say new, the current one.
You got the deciding vote.
I think the old, because even if we are winning gold, we can't do anything with the gold. We have a lot of gold
Yeah.
and we can do nothing with the gold we have.
2-1 in
What's
favour
the
of old.
benefit?
You heard it here
Like-
first.
What's the benefit
Alright.
of the gold? We have a lot of gold and we can't use it.
So
But you might be able to take
Uh,
DV out next period. That might be worth a go.
But the problem is
I'll
all the
leave,
DB
okay?
bosses are my friends.
I'll leave.
So I can't shoot them.
Immediately.
I got a question for you guys.
Have been fantastic. We are going to stay. So that's
Don't
the end
you-
of the
don't
first
you cut me off,
section
Joe.
of the Buzzcast. We are really happy to have you guys still hang around. We might come back to you with a question over the next 2 points that we're going to cover. But in terms of the crew scoring, I wish you massive luck for the end of this period, which ends in a few hours' time, and for next period. And thank you so much for joining as guests. We really would love to have you on again in future. So thank you so much, guys. If you wouldn't mind just hanging out with us for a while, and if we might come to you with a question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thumbs up, guys, for joining. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you. So we had, like I say, this is completely unscripted, this Buzzcast, but we do have I literally just have 3 things written on a piece of paper. The second thing that we were going to talk about is the 100-year anniversary of Prohibition in the United States of America. Obviously, that is the whole premise of Bootleggers the game. And it was marked this year by bringing in a new feature from Kyle, sort of just dropped it on everybody. We had some warning that it was coming, and it's essentially a still where you get a basic moonshining kit that generates hooch. Mr. Max, it's a pretty cool feature, and actually people on the forum seem to be quite happy with the way that it was implemented and what it's actually doing.
Did you ask a question to me, Joe?
Yeah, what do you think about that? What do you think about it?
I was sleeping. Well, so
Oh,
far
sorry.
I did like it because I think bootlegging is one of the most important features on bootleggers, but it's not used that much at the moment. So yeah, I do like it.
It's a cool thing. I mean, what we were talking to Carl about it for a little while. I think what we took some principles from our feedback group that we talked to, and they said to us that we need to move bootleggers essentially in a direction where it's less click intensive. But if you are online an awful lot, you should still be rewarded for your activity. And I think this allows you to do that because hopefully everybody has their basic moonshine set up by now. And you can click it once. Over 12 hours, it will produce you 240 glasses of hooch, and the value of which is changing every 20 minutes. And the activity is rewarded because if you're online more, you get two benefits really. One is that you can see the prices spike, and you can take advantage of that and sell it for a higher amount. And the second is that when your inventory eventually reaches capacity, you can sell and still produce more. So activity is rewarded, but it's not very click heavy, and it is generating you some decent amount of cash. So yeah, I think it's quite a nice way of marking Prohibition, the 100-year anniversary.
This is the 100-year.
Yeah, I think it's a nice little feature. And obviously, one of the things that we were talking about was developing it slightly further, which is that this is just a basic version. And Kyle has already hinted at this is something that's going to be developed into, you can really run your own private booze factory. So that's quite exciting, Mr. Riot and Mr. ShyGuy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Oh,
Because I tried talking like 8 times. And you just
Riot.
We're just ignoring you. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that's
typical Saturday.
The other thing is that we recognise that once you die, some people typically take that as a cue that to leave the game because they might not want to come back and build up their account again. So we did take some feedback regarding maybe there should be something that you can keep after you revive the same name. And this does that. So you can get whacked and you can come back and your inventory and your still is still there waiting for you. So that is quite exciting and different to other features.
I think it's important to note that this is these distilleries last for 30 days.
I think that's a pretty cool thing to mention. So if you haven't yet checked it out, you've got about, I think it's 5 or 6 days left to bust Harper Boone out of Illinois jail. He'll give you a basic moonshine kit that you can plant in any of the states that you care to do. And then every time you're in that state, you can generate some hooch. And that will be going on for about another 28 or 29 days. So it's not going to be scored in this scoring period 4, but it will be scored next period. We made a commitment not to change the way that revenue is scored inside a period. So period 5 is going to also include the basic moonshine setup in its crew scoring.
And these are only going to last for 30 days.
Gentlemen, Riot, ShyGuy?
I think Riot.
These are only going to last for.
T.
I'm going to kill you guys.
Riot, are you waiting to talk?
You guys are gaslighting me.
I think Riot might have lost his mic.
No, I think something is wrong with your audio because he's constantly talking. And when yeah, and
you have me muted.
And when he is talking, you start talking. It's ridiculous.
Strange. I can't even hear him.
Okay. Well, he is talking. So Riot, the stage is yours. Joe, shut up.
So all I was going to say is it's important to remember that this is only lasting for 30 days. Once the distillery is created, after 30 days, it will cease to exist. And this is kind of a test run of a feature that can be to come in the future, which will be building your own distillery, which will play off of a lot of different updates that will be happening to the game. Once we start getting cars that have special abilities, they can maybe hold more moonshine, get them to different states for a better price. So just like when we did the event with the energy model, that was kind of testing to see how it went, get some player feedback. This whole little event will lead to something much bigger down the road, and we're very excited about that. Somebody tell FlameS he can talk again.
Joe, you can talk again.
Oh, thank you, Max, for being that intermediary. We have a small technical glitch where, for some reason, I cannot hear Riot. Yeah, so we will carry on. It's going to be a little bit tough if we can't hear each other. So my suggestion, if Mr. Riot can hear me, is that for the last agenda point that we're going to move on to, if Max and I will just present that one. And our guest for agenda point number 3 is Strikeback, aka Roll, one of our help desk operators. Strikeback, hello, how are you?
Hey, hi Joe. Doing fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
All right. Hi Max. Hi Riot.
Hi guys.
What's up?
Thanks
Riot
for
doesn't
joining.
exist to me at the moment, as I can't hear him. So
Okay.
let's
It's like
pretend
Fight
Riot
Club.
isn't here.
Riot isn't here. Let's do
Got
that.
it.
This is nothing new. This is nothing new.
Sounds like working on the help desk, hey guys. Riot's not here.
Oh,
Go. Riot does his fair share, of course.
Anyway, so
what we thought we would do in this agenda point number 3 is we said we would just look for one of the things that we
Guys,
I do
Guys.
hear you 2 times.
yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, so something is going wrong from your side, Joe. So I'll take over from now on.
No, it's Riot because
Riot?
yeah, Alex just server muted Riot, and
All
now
right.
it's good.
Okay,
So-
wonderful.
Riot is sorting a riot.
Okay. Well, this is the first time we've had technical trouble in the episode, so it's not too bad.
no problem.
So what we said that we would do for agenda point number 3 is that we would look for something that used to be in the traditional bootleggers in the buzz, and find something that might translate well into the podcast version. And we came up with one of the things that we were doing at the start of the round was to look at the suggestions box and just have a little discussion about those things. So I asked Mr. Strikeback, who was one of our very excellent writers for this round, whether he would take a look at some of the suggestions, go and talk to some players about it, and then similar to how we would have done in the buzz, we'll have a quick discussion about them. So Mr. Strikeback, over to you. What did you find?
So I started with the top suggestions, like you asked. First of all, the rank bar is something a lot of players are talking about, but it goes both ways. Some say it's easy for players that are new to the bootleggers game to see how their progress is working. So I can understand. And as a second point, and that's actually a pretty good one, it has a motivational effect to see your progress. And some guy it was really funny. Rank bar, okay, fine. For what reason? And he literally said, "When the fuck will I finally become legendary, Don?" So yeah.
A rank bar has really split people's opinion, and it's split opinion for years and years and years. And
Yeah.
I've never actually asked him about it, but my assumption is that Kyle is technically against it, because otherwise we probably would have seen it by now.
I don't know, because when Bootleggers X started, you know, the new Bootleggers who...
Yeah, the new design.
There was a rank bar in that one.
Yeah, that's true actually. And you know, I suppose we have some elements of what a rank bar is by the the character statistics. We've got the green bar fill, so it's not like we're completely against doing that sort of thing.
I also remember, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, when there were 2 kind of crimes. There was kind of a rank bar that if you reached a certain percentage of a crime, then you were close to your promotion. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Don't
you-
recall that at all.
Yeah, you had 2 kind of, well, maybe I dreamt about it, but I don't think so. Well, anyway, I do think a ring bar. I'm definitely part of the yay team of a ring bar.
Are you? I'm probably against it, only because I just love the mystery of when you're going to receive the BM to rank. That was always just nice for me.
Yeah, and that's something players said as well. If you do a rank bar, it takes the surprise factor away, and I truly agree with that, because basically that's one of the fun things. Like FlameS, you said when you receive the BM, congratulations, you've been promoted. It's a good feeling. So it's a surprise factor.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I quite like it. But then I also get the point that do you have the player name that said about the fact that it would be motivational? Because I'm sort of going to sit on the fence on this one, because I sort of agree with that player that if let's say that it was like 10 o'clock at night and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to stop playing soon, but then I saw that I'm really close, it would probably make me keep playing.
Exactly.
So it's a bit, I'm not sure, because I like the surprise, but also I think it would motivate me. And actually, you know what? I had this suggestion come to the help desk once that I thought was a really good. In fact, it might even, actually, I'll tell a lie, it might even be Riot's suggestion. I don't know if he got it from a player, but what he said was maybe it would be nice if you could message like a game character, like Tony T, and Tony T would respond to you with a message and give you an indication of how close you are to your rank. So what he could do is you could message him, and he could just have a standard 3 template messages, and it could either be like, "Oh, don't be silly, you're miles away from your rank yet," or it could be, "Yeah, you're sort of getting close," or the message could be, "You're really close to ranking." So it's like, it's not a rank bar, it's not but it would give you the motivation if you receive the message back from him saying, "Oh my, you're so close." What do you think about that?
That's basically a good idea as well. But you have to be able to send him the message once a day as a total maximum, because it would be absurd messaging him every 5 minutes, of course.
Yeah, that would definitely be me. I'm quite OCD. Tony, what am I ranking? Tony, please, Tony.
It would only bring more tickets for the help desk as well.
Tony T's received messages. Yeah, we'd probably bring the game down by how many messages we've sent to him.
Why is Tony T not responding? Help desk, please.
Wow. But yeah, so I think that's so it's a good suggestion in terms of what we're going to do with it after this chat. Maybe what we could do is we could put the conversation, the summary of our conversation, to Kyle. Get him to give us his sort of like official answer, and we'll report back on that next week, maybe.
Yeah, that would be good. I think players like to hear about it.
Yeah. So let's ask for Kyle's let's ask for Kyle's opinion on a rank bar, and in the next episode we'll relay that back to you. So what was the other suggestion that you looked at, Mr. Strikeback?
There was something that came in as third, and it's changing the OC layout. So basically, the idea is to create a page where you can set up your organized crime, fill in your needs, lowest rank, specific items to be used, and set it up that way so someone could join without having to read through all the classifieds and the click-heavy work.
Yeah, that's an interesting suggestion, and it's got loads of thumbs up. It's like 400 people have thumbs that up or something, right?
Also, very good idea, in my opinion.
It is a very good idea, but I was always against this whenever I've seen it, and the reason is because so much interaction happens away from bootleggers now, like in WhatsApp or whatever. Searching for an OC is one of the things that can make people talk to each other for the very first time in game, and I think that's probably, if you take that away as well and make it so that you can auto join OCs, I feel like maybe that's one of the, apart from busting, joining OCs is pretty much the only thing that you would talk to a stranger about.
Yeah, sure, but joining an OC is mostly in join for that position, and compared to busting, you'll be giving each other a thumbs up, or in your case, if you bust me, I throw you a heart. But
yeah.
The busting is more social than the OC, in my opinion. But when we were talking about the OC thing, the guy wrote me in Dutch. He sent to me that it would be easy to set up, and it would be less time consuming to get your OC done. And then also somebody in the game forum made a post you deleted because he mentioned another game. Yeah, bad guy. And he said, no, it's a bad idea because everybody could join your crime. So it would be Kyle would have to set it up so you could accept everybody to your OC. So your enemies are not OCing with you, because that would be completely stupid, ranking your enemies with you.
Imagine if somebody from DV accidentally brought 3 people from the company into their
exactly.
You just wouldn't want it, would you?
You would set up the OC, had 2 Eldons in it, and then all of a sudden the 4th guy is your enemy. That would be stupid.
Yes, you have to put some criteria in
Yeah.
to say this boss plus, and
Something
then
like
someone
that.
applies. And if it's someone from a rival crew, you can just reject or something.
Yeah, like you had to accept he joined your crime. So
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. What do you think about that, Max? So an okay suggestion. It sounds like it's a good feature.
It's definitely an okay suggestion, and I agree that it kind of gives away the social part because I do agree with you, Flames, that finding an OC is indeed a point where you can get in contact with random players.
Yeah.
But and I also believe that the amount of players we have might not be enough to um, fully accept this new change because I do think in the morning that's when people wake up they try to find an OC, and when I was a player I always had troubles finding an OC in the morning, so I'm not sure if there are enough players in the morning to automatically fill an organized crime with this new feature. But I do like the idea, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of skeptical about it.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same thing actually. Again, I guess we can run that one past Kyle and get his personal opinion on it.
Yeah.
Just to see how likely that sort of thing would be to get implemented. But yeah, it's obviously a popular opinion. I've seen it get a lot of popularity in the suggestions box and on the forum because it was on the forum once at one point as well. I think I like it in terms of it's making people's lives easier, especially at times when
Exactly.
when there's not a lot of people online. But I don't like the fact that it's removing some of the social element away. But I don't know. So I'm sort of sat on the fence with that one as well, really. So I think both of them have got positives and negatives.
Yeah, it should be tested with the feedback group maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll run it by those
Yeah.
guys, see what they think. Okay, well, thank you so much for doing that little piece of journalism. I'm probably, I'm 100% certain that this this podcast replaces the buzz, and for us, it's just so much easier to do. I mean, an editor would spend hours and hours and hours every week to try and get articles like this, whereas now we can just have a quick chat about it, and I hope that people are enjoying it as much as reading an article. So thanks so much for doing that for us.
You're very welcome.
Wonderful, and maybe we'll make So I think one of the things that we can do, we can do the article that was about tracking the suggestions, or we can do other things that used to be in the buzz as well, and maybe you, Mr. Strikeback, can work out which other articles might be nice to translate from the original buzz over to the podcast, and we'll be really happy to see you as one of our reporters here again in the future.
Yeah, sure. Whenever I have the time, I'm more than happy to do this.
I do have a nice suggestion. Suggestion.
Yeah.
The weekly game statistics. Just
game
read,
stats.
just read all the game stats in a sexy voiceover. It would be amazing.
It would be like the shipping forecast.
Yeah.
Total money per player,
Yeah.
4 million. Yeah, I don't know about that, but we need to get someone with an awesome voice to come and do that, though.
Yeah, we accept auditions.
I think HarHar would be good for that.
I disagree. It has to be a female voice. You need to listen to it for hours, so it needs to be entertaining.
You can call me every time, okay?
Yeah, you're hired.
You're in. You've made it. Okay, well, so
Maybe I've got some spare time in the 5th period.
No, you're going to get whipped to make sure you get to the top of that leaderboard. So I think that sort of is coming to the close of this episode of the BuzzCast. So from me, Flames, and from our other two presenters, who's ShyGuy and Riot, and all of our guests today, which are HarHar, Sin, TomHagen, and Strikeback, I thank you very, very, very much for joining us on this slightly longer episode. I really hope you enjoyed listening to it. Thanks to all the guests for coming in, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much, and see you at episode 4 in a couple of weeks' time. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.